When I was about 3 or 4 years old, my mother and father were splitting up, and the household was breaking up, and we had a dramatic event one night where my mom put all of us kids in the car and took us to a motel, and we left my father and left the house, and we just had the clothes on our backs, and really that was about it. And that night in the motel, we needed, obviously to eat, and we needed to figure out what we were going to eat the next day. And so my mom decided to take us all to the grocery store with her. And, of course, at 3 or 4 years old, you don't really understand money. You don't understand the value of $1, and you don't understand how hard it is to earn or where it comes from, or the fact that sometimes it's limited. And I remember going to the grocery store, and, my mother was getting the bread and getting the lettuce and the tomato and the cheese, and basically we were buying material to build sandwiches for us to eat. And of course, I'm 4 years old, I want to go to the toy section, so I make a beeline for the toy section, and I found one of those little guns that shoots out those ping pong balls, those little ping pong balls and the plastic gun things, and I think it was about $1.99. And so I grabbed the toy and I went back to my mom, and I said, "Mom, can I have this toy?" And I saw this look on her face that I'd never seen before. And she started doing math in her head, and she started calculating, and she said, "Okay, I have $20, and this is this much, and this is this much, and this is this much." And after she got done calculating, she looks down at me with incredibly sad eyes, and she says, "Honey, we can't afford it." And I kind of thought for a second. I said, "But Mom, it's only $1.99. And she said, "I know, honey, but well, hang on." And she looks down, and she says, "Okay, we're not gonna have Kool-Aid to drink, and we're gonna get you the toy." And literally took back Kool-Aid so that I could have my toy. And at 4 years old, you really don't comprehend the significance of that. And as I grew older and remembered that moment, because it was so significant, obviously that night being a very traumatic night, I began to think about how much my mother struggled, how hard it really was, and what it was like to be poor, and what it was like to struggle for money. And one of the things that I will always forever be grateful to my mother for was, although there was things that she couldn't provide for us, and times she wasn't there for us, she never told me no. She never told me that I couldn't do something, that I couldn't achieve something. When I told her that I wanted to be a pilot, she said, "Son, yes, you will." And I said, "Mom, I want to be a businessman." And she said, "You're going to be the best businessman there is." And it was those few words that really kept me driving and got me started in business probably before I even turned 10 years old.